All right, let's talk about something that sounds like a total contradiction. The virtues of the virtuous rapscallion. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is there actually some good that comes from being a troublemaker? We're going to dive in and find out.
So first things first, what in the world is a rascallion? Well, it's someone who stirs up a bit of trouble, but, and this is key, it's in a mischievous way. We're not talking about a villain here. Think more of a playful rascal. It's a word that kind of has a twinkle in its eye. And that twinkle, that's really what we're talking about today.
And this quote, it nails it. Charm is the art of getting away with what honesty would never attempt. This gets right to the heart of it, right? It suggests that personality, that charisma, can be so powerful that it actually starts to blur the lines between right and wrong. It can turn something serious into, just a little bit of mischief.
Which brings us right back to our big question. So, is there a hidden virtue in being a troublemaker? I mean, could a rebellious streak, if you keep it in check, actually lead to a better, more interesting life? Let's dig into that idea.
Okay, so let's start by really making the case for rebellion. And I'm not talking about total chaos here, but the kind of rule-breaking that pushes us just a little bit beyond our comfort zone.
So let me just ask you directly, why should we bother challenging our own norms? What's the real point of stepping outside the lines we've drawn for ourselves? Well, the answer has everything to do with adding a little color to life.
The reason is just that simple, to paint over the gray. Just picture your life as this kind of dull, gray wall of routines and what everyone expects from you. A little bit of rebellion is like grabbing a can of spray paint and just boom, adding a huge splash of vibrant, totally unexpected color. It's all about making life more vivid.
So what does this painting actually look like in real life? Well, the benefits are pretty huge. For starters, you break out of your personal norms. That comfortable little rut we all get into. And that opens you up to explore totally new and different paths you probably would have never even seen. It gives you the juice to push back against the limits other people put on you, and ultimately, you might just find something way, way better waiting on the other side of that wall you just broke through.
But, of course, it's not that simple. It never is, right? If you play with fire, you can absolutely get burned. So now we got to look at the other side of this coin, the very real dangers when that playful mischief starts to spiral into actual malice.
And here's the number one danger. That line, the line between being in control and losing it, can get dangerously blurry. And when you go down this path all by yourself, it's incredibly hard to keep your footing. What starts as one tiny step over the line can turn into a total freefall really, really fast.
And this breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you've got mindful mischief. This is when you're aware, you're in control of the level of badness, so to speak. You can always pull yourself back. But on the other side, that's the mindless spiral. And that's where you lose your way, you don't know how to get back, and it almost always leads to some spectacular blunders.
And those blunders, they come with some hard truths. Look, failure is a real part of growth, for sure. But sometimes we only see the mistake after it has completely blown up in our faces. Learning that lesson can take a very long time. And this is so important. Not everyone learns. Not everyone comes out better on the other side. The risk is absolutely real.
So, we've got the promise of this vibrant, colorful life on one hand and the risk of a massive failure on the other. Where does that leave us? Well, in this final section, let's talk about how to find that balance.
The big shift in thinking is right here. The goal isn't to just avoid failure completely. That would mean never taking a risk, never adding any color to that gray wall. The real goal is to use our failures, to learn from them when they happen, and they will happen.
And this brings us to what you could call the path of the virtuous rapscallion. And it really just boils down to 3 steps. Step 1, you have to question your limits. Ask yourself, are they real, or did I just make them up? Step 2, use your experience, your wins and your losses to guide you. And step 3, use that wisdom to keep testing yourself, not recklessly, but with purpose, all in the name of living a full and rich life.
When it comes right down to it, this is about something really fundamental. It is our right as humans to test ourselves, to push our own boundaries, and find out what we're really made of. It's not just a nice idea, it's kind of essential to the whole human experience.
So I'll just leave you with this one last question to think about. I want you to look at your own life, your routines, the rules you follow without even thinking. What gray wall in your life is just begging for a splash of color?